Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Aquarius collective in early July 2026? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in early July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. We're going to have us a good time today, my friends. We're going to have some fun reading these cards, right? Cool. I haven't seen this dapper gentleman in quite a while with his awesome Hey Arnold haircut. I think he's cool. He's doing a lot of self-reflection or reflection on the past. So he does remind me of the Six of Cups quite a bit. So there's just something here that's reminiscing a little bit. Now, it doesn't just have to be that. Before we fully go into that, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, this gentleman here, he's dressed all sharp with his cool looking hair. Looks like he's looking at a film of some sort, right? Like an old school projector. And the image he's looking at is actually another card that's in this same deck. So like when we see them, it's like two people thinking about each other. So for some Aquariuses, it could be very simple, straightforward like that. Maybe there's someone that you got on your mind. Maybe you're on their mind too. And it's like we're both thinking about each other, even if we're not in the same place right now. That's very specific. Only take it if it hits. But the overarching theme with this person is it's sentimental, right? Like it's a little soft around the edges, and it's thinking back on the past and, you know, reminiscing about this and thinking about memories. So that could be very simple, and that could be a good thing, unless there is something or someone you might be longing for. Because this card, although this dude looks very sharp and he's got himself put together, he's longing, right? There's a reason he's watching this. Now, another random message from this, especially since he's looking at film and pictures, there could be something here about entertainment as well. So I'm not sure if like some Aquarius is out there feeling a little bored. Maybe Spirit wants you to do something to spice up your life. But to me, this is very sentimental, and it does link to memories in the past. So for some of you, maybe you're just a little more emotional than you normally are. We're going to let him chill out. He's having a moment. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Aquarius friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was centered around communication, and the reading was titled An Unexpected Talk. So whether it was a conversation with someone you weren't expecting to talk to, maybe a topic you weren't expecting to address, just know that that energy could still bleed over for a couple weeks. You might be having some interesting combos or talks coming in. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aquarius. What do we have in early July for our good friends? What do we got? Thank you. Okay. King of Wands. Yeah, this must be a theme for all the air signs. There's just been so many court cards for Gemini and Libra, and we're starting off with one here for Aquarius too. Okay, what do we got? Okay. All right, so I like the High Priestess. She's a good card, and she was like jumping around when I was trying to get her here. That could be another person. There's a little bit of mystery there with her. Let's get one more card here. Let's see what we got. What do we have for Aquarius, please? Yeah. Okay. Double sevens show up. All right. So we got the 7 of Cups that popped out first, and attached to this card was another 7. So there could be something about repeating numbers and number sign synchronicities for some of you. Then we got the 7 of Pentacles right next to it. So the 7-7. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know me, I always like to look at the elements. I feel like the elements paint a picture and they lay a pretty good foundation for us. And there's a pretty good mixture here. It is a little bit heavy when it comes to the water, but we have fire, water, and earth. Cool. So it is split up, but there is this heavy emphasis on the emotion. Now, with the water heavy, that, as mentioned, is the realm of emotion, feelings, whether it's things, people, situations that we genuinely actually care about. It's emotional investment. Now, water does tie in with partnerships as well. So, whether it's friends, family members, actual romance, water is huge when it comes to that. It could deal with intuition, it could deal with unseen, subtle energies. It could deal with dreams and imagination and creativity. So usually water is great for any sort of artistic or emotional expressiveness. So there's goodness here, but it is also that sentimentality that we've been seeing. The downside to water is that it ebbs and flows, right? It's back, it's forth, it's up, it's down. There's an unpredictability to water. And sometimes it can be very intense, especially with the emotions. Right here on the front, we do have the fire. That's the realm of action. Usually, Aquarius gets along very well with fire energy. Um, it's about the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions that you want to take, the actions you decide not to take. That could be part of it as well. Fire is high vibrational energy. There's usually a very high frequency with it. It could speak about your energy levels. So whether you're feeling down, whether you're feeling like your energy levels are going up, that's a good thing. The only downside to the fire is the explosive aspect of it. Fire can be very hard to contain. So even if it looks like it's going one way, it could be very unpredictable. You see the theme. Then here on the back end, we have the earth. A little bit of predictability comes in here. Earth represents results. To me, I think of routine. I think of day-to-day life, money, work, business, finance, home and family. So all the material aspects of life. The downside to this is its lack of predictability, but I do think it's good here with all this energy on the front. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start off with a bang. We have the King of Wands himself. Now, the thing with all kings, they represent control of their suit. We just spoke about the fire suit and what it is. It's about the action. So when I see the King of Wands, it's like, this is what I'm putting energy towards. I'm putting energy towards this and this and this. Usually it's very good. It's entrepreneurial, it's outgoing, it's a very confident type of energy. So it could be great. For those of you connected to a fire sign, this could represent them. Remember, it's not gender specific. So I like this card. It's a go-getter, and it's very bold and confident. So that could be great for a lot of you. The downside to the King of Wands, though, sometimes he could get tunnel vision, right? Where it's like, I'm hyper focusing on this one thing. Or maybe there's something you're completely ignoring. Maybe there's something you're not seeing. That's very possible with what we have coming up right next to it. So the King of Wands is all about focus, focused intention, and focused action. But he can himself be very, very unpredictable. This is an energy that can go off script quick, especially in his he could be very risky, right? Like the King of Wands, when he's in reverse, like you don't know what the heck he's going to do. Like this energy is very unpredictable. Now, moving to the middle, we have the High Priestess. Very different. Big vibe switch compared to what we had going on here. Now, the High Priestess, it does link to Pisces. I personally give her to all the water signs, so Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Um, she's subtle, she's soft. Like she is the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers. So she does deal heavily with your intuition, what your gut is trying to tell you, those internal feelings where it's like, I feel something in the air, right? There's a disturbance in the force. Maybe it's even a good thing. That's very possible. She can represent information being kept quiet, right? Notice she has that book on her lap. She's staying neutral, and she is very, very mysterious. So in the positive sense, she could just represent you feeling like something's coming but not knowing what, feeling like something's in the air. She could represent the unexpected and the surprising. But in her downside, in her challenge, she can be very, very secretive, very, very quiet, very hush hush when it comes to information. So we do want to look at her further. Now, on the back end, in more of this very sentimental energy, we have the Seven of Cups, which I think is really, really nice. There's this really strong intuitive energy here this week for sure. But the Seven of Cups, I like to call it the menu board of life, right? Like we see our pal here, he's standing in front of those cups. Hey, I wonder which one I'm going to take. Maybe I'll take them all, right? So I love this when it comes to options, choices, paths forward. So for a lot of Aquariuses, regardless of what you're dealing with, there's a lot of potential outcomes. There's a lot of ways forward with situations that you might be dealing with here. So I like the Seven of Cups for that. But this is also a very daydreamy type of energy. So it's great for the creative process. It's great for creative problem solving and all that. I would lean into that, especially with the High Priestess here as well. but sometimes this energy can absolutely overthink, overcomplicate things, fantasize a little too much. And again, there's nothing wrong with fantasizing or being in your own brain, but your head might be in the clouds with the Seven of Cups. That's the downside of it. But it's sentimental again, like just what I'm seeing with this water energy. There's something here where I'm feeling much more emotional than I usually do. Now, for your bonus, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we see this dude. He's chilling here. He's in his garden, waiting for those pentacles to grow off the bush. This is a big card of patience and waiting. So I'm not sure if you're taking a wait and see approach to something. Maybe there's something you're waiting on. Maybe someone's waiting on you, for all we know. This card is great because it turns into something paying off for you in the end. So that's a good sign. The downside of this, it could also be an energy that feels like it's wasting its time sometimes. So I'm not saying you are, but it might feel like that when this card is here. It is also karmic. It could represent reaping what you sow, what you put forth, you get back in return. So there could be an undertone of karmic energy here. And also with the High Priestess and the double sevens, there could be something about omens and number signs. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the King of Wands. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the King of Wands here? What do we got happening with the King? Okay. Oh, okay. So we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse underneath it. Now, either one, this is someone that could be a little prickly, someone that could be a little difficult to work with, a little bit difficult to deal with, or this is someone that's saying, screw it, I'm going to do it my damn self. It's like one of those. It is very like independent. I got this. I'm not involving anyone else. I'll take on the burden. I'll do all the work. It's on me. It's like giving me an energy like that, which is super specific and unique. Only take it if it hits. But the Three of Pentacles normally represents a group of people, right? Like, so whether it's work related, whether it's business related, whether it's people in our circle, you notice it's a card of teamwork and other people helping us out. So when I see it in reverse underneath this King of Pentacles, it's like, I don't need help. I don't want help. I'm going to do it myself. So it's like hyper independent is what I'm picking up here on the front. Again, nothing wrong with that. No judgment here. Um, but the King of Wands, remember I said it could be very unpredictable. And with this Three of Pentacles in reverse, this could be someone that is like a little bit difficult to work with at the moment. So like if you're having some tension with another person right now, maybe they just need a little bit of space. Like with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, no, this person needs space to do whatever it is that they're doing. We're just going to keep going. Yeah, watch out for some hot and heavy conversations as well, right? I don't want to say it's warning us about a person just yet, but the energy does feel like very prickly, if that makes sense, where it's like an energy that might be easily offended, or it might feel like you're stepping on their toes when you're really not. We're going to keep going. That's very specific. Let's see what the High Priestess has. Let's see what she's got going on. Okay. It's like an energy that seems to just drop off the face of the map for some reason. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords in reverse underneath this High Priestess, where it's like, okay, well, you know what? If that's what you want, fine. Or, yeah, I'm a big issue, I'm a big problem. Okay. Like this energy just seems to go very, very, very quiet. Like this is an absolute turnaround in energy now. Hopefully, it's a good thing. If we put that message about someone dropping off the map to the side, we're just going to put that to the side for now. The change from the king to the high priestess is drastic. So for some of you, maybe this is a change for the better. That could very well be it. Because remember, I said this is very prickly. This one is like, I just don't want to be stressed. I don't want to be stressed, right? Nine of Swords in reverse underneath her, where it's like, yeah, no, all right, that's just too much stress. Fine, whatever. I'm just going to play along. Or what? Like the energy just seems to not try as hard, if that makes sense. That's how it feels to me. So I would say in this time, don't force things, don't force anything. I mean, I'm a believer that you shouldn't force things ever, but especially in this time, whether it's a person you're dealing with, a work thing you're dealing with, a money thing, it's like you need to just let it flow, right? Like the high priestess with this, Nine of Swords in reverse is like, okay, fine. I'm just going to let that do what it's going to do. But I do feel like this could be like a drastic change of some kind in someone's energy because it goes from so intense, so intense, so intense and fiery to so quiet so quickly. We're going to keep going. So there is like this drastic change in someone's energy or the energy in general. So if you're looking for some peace and quiet, you're probably going to get what you're looking for. Let's see what's up with the Seven of Cups. That was very, very peculiar. But let's see what's happening with the Seven of Cups here, please. Thank you. Okay. So we do have another three. So there are repeating numbers, signs, synchronicities, omens. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. Notice we have all of the threes in reverse, right? The Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords. So the 7, 7, the 3, 3, the numbers are all over the place here. Now, when I see the Seven of Cups, options, choices, paths, remember I was saying that. So I do think that this could be a win in the end, a payoff in the end, or something eventually going someone's way. But with the Three of Swords in reverse underneath, I'm not saying that there's someone hindering you. I don't want to say that there's someone holding you back, but there could be someone that might make things a bit more difficult than they need to be, right? Especially with this energy here on the front end and with what I'm getting back here. It's like, all right, well, why it feels like a very frustrating situation if I'm just being honest with you, like with all this stuff and how the energy's shifting and it goes from so hot to so quiet. And then I would say just in this time, watch out for difficult or frustrating situations, especially with the Three of Swords in reverse, because it's like the more people you include, the more complicated it gets. And watch out for people bringing their issues and problems to you, or trying to include you in this, or you getting pulled into that person's drama. And like it just seems like there's so much going on outside, and I just don't think it's necessary. That's what I'm feeling here. So there's like the frustrating or difficult situation energy here, but I feel like it's something that doesn't need to be as difficult as somebody's making it. In fact, it could actually be very, very simple and straightforward depending on how you handle it. So again, for some of you, this might be something that hasn't even popped up yet, but for others, it just feels like it could work itself out. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So a lot of repeating numbers. We got the repeating sevens, we got the repeating threes. So you might be experiencing that in your day-to-day life, all the signs and synchronicities. But position number one, the energy felt a little prickly, right? We have the King of Wands with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Nope, screw it. I don't need help. I don't want help. I'll do it myself. Don't worry about me. It's like one of those. Or it's an energy that gets very offended very quickly or easily. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's an energy that just goes off a little bit. So just watch out for anyone that fits that bill. Um, in the middle, we do have like this drastic change of energy where it either just completely goes off the map, or it goes from like so hot to so cold, or just so in your face to so quiet. It could also be an energy that's like, all right, fine, fine, do what you got to do. It's like one of those, and it lets it flow and it doesn't force. Moving to the back end, I have the Seven of Cups with the Three of Swords in reverse, and I feel like, yeah, watch out for frustrating or difficult situations, because there could be a person or even people making something a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. Like, in fact, it could be very simple and straightforward. It could be, but it's like it's being complicated for some reason. And I think there are other ways to solve whatever it is that this situation is. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. Let's get through one. If you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get your shadow card here. Let's get the shadow card. What do we got? Okay, cool. Queen of Pentacles, another person. So I find it interesting that I was mentioning watch out for other people and other people bringing things and bringing issues around you. And the Queen of Pentacles shows up, aside from all the threes and other people that we had within the reading itself. Now, normally the Queen of Pentacles is good earth sign energy. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, remember it's not gender specific. To me, she represents an energy of blessings, abundance, stability, and predictability. So it's kind of the opposite of what we had right here on the front. However, this is an energy that can feel a little stagnant right? So when I look at the shadow side of the Queen of Pentacles, watch out for boredom, watch out for cabin fever, watch out for feeling like something's not growing, something's not changing, because we do have a drastic change in energy. Hopefully it's a good one. But this Queen of Pentacles feels like nothing is changing, nothing's ever going to change. And it could be an energy that gets bored very quickly in its challenge. But again, the good thing about her, blessings, abundance, stability, predictability. If I mention those words and those sound like a damn good thing to you, then she is a good shadow card for you. So we're just going to put her down right there, my friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must-have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.